I'd like to say that I couldn't believe what I was hearing coming from James Cleverly, but in all honesty, I can believe it. The Tory party have been so void of conscience and morals for such a long time, it's clear that they still favour money over integrity. During an interview today, Cleverly made it perfectly clear he's happy to accept more donations from the racist Frank Hester. That's right, the man who said he would like to see an MP shot and that Diane Abbott makes him hate all black women is far more important to the Tories because of his bank balance. In the clip I'm about to show you, you can see him ducking and weaving so he doesn't directly answer the question. It should have been a very easy answer. The answer is no. We no longer want to be associated with him. Instead, he starts waffling on about the Labour Party. But it shouldn't just end there. Prime Minister Keir Starmer has broken parliamentary rules by forgetting to declare 20 grand's worth of clothes for his wife. I'm sorry, but you earn 150 grand a year. You can buy your own bloody clothes. I know that you get a little bit of power and people want to give you things, but you don't need it. And you shouldn't be putting yourselves in positions where you're going to be breaking the rules because somebody wants to give you a bit of a gift. We should be getting rid of donations altogether. If you want to donate towards campaign funds, then that's fine, but then there should be a limit to it. But gifts of tickets to see football matches, clothes, free trips abroad, stuff like that, it shouldn't be allowed. And there's no need for it. Anything like that should be automatically go up for charity. Now, I know some people do donate to a party because they want to see them win, but in the majority of things, people are giving you a donation because they want something in return. I mean, I run a couple of gaming YouTube channels and sometimes I get free codes for games to review. And you have to be so careful that something like that doesn't give you a bias and you still make an honest review of the game in question. Now, that's only a couple of quid. Giving someone 20 grand's worth of dresses or 5 million towards a campaign fund gives them license to do or say whatever they like, because you're going to want to keep those gifts coming in. Anyway, that's enough of my ranting. And, just one bonus little bit of a chuckle is that James Cleverly has a policy to bring back the Rwanda plan, but then got rather upset that Koonsberg wanted to talk about the policy.
One of the scandals earlier this year was that one of your donors, Frank Hester, had said that Diane Abbott, the Labour veteran MP, made you want to hate all black women and should be shot. Now, Frank Hester donated a further £5 million to the Conservative Party. It seems he pretty much bankrolled the election campaign. You want to change things. Would you accept donations from him in the future if you become the leader?
Well, he apologised. He admitted that what he said was completely wrong. And the reason he donated to the Conservative Party's general election campaign was to protect the British people from the Labour government that we now see. No, but this is really important.
That's not my question. My question is, would you, if you win, accept donations from him in the future?
Well, the point I'm making is that he donated to our campaign so that we could protect the British people from the Labour government, who are now taking money off pensioners, whose own donors are being given passes to number 10, whose own donors are being brought into the Labour government.
But what people want to know, you're sitting here saying you'd run a different Tory party, you'd be a different kind of leader. Would that be one of the things you would change? Well, can you give us a clear answer? Would you, if you win, accept more donations from Frank Hester? Or
well, I've not had any discussions with Frank Hester about the future, but the point is what he said was totally unacceptable. He has apologised for that. He has been a donor to the party. Whether he is again in the future, I don't know.
So you might take money from him.
But the point is, what we're now seeing the Labour Party doing in government is rewarding their political donors with above-inflation pay rises to their union bosses, with passes to number 10 and other government departments. That, I think, is completely inappropriate. And I see no such apology from the Labour Party for distorting our democratic system there.
Well, do you think that Frank Hester's comments are equivalent to Lady Victoria Starmer having dresses donated to her by a wealthy donor and then them not being registered?
Well, that wealthy donor was then given a pass to number 10 to run free at the very heart of government, something that Mr. Hester has not ever had. And that's the point. The point is that what he said was completely inappropriate. He's apologised. But the big difference is the Labour Party are now paying back their donors in both in terms of these above inflation pay rises to their union backers,
well,
and privileged access to the people that filled their coffers.
Well, they would say that was in order to settle long-running pay disputes that have been running under the Conservative government.
They would say that, wouldn't they?
But there are things
they would say that,
but people want to hear about what you would do as Tory leaders. Part of your pitch would that you would bring back the Rwanda plan to send migrants to that East African country. Is that really your big idea for the future, is to bring back something for the past that didn't happen?
So let me just touch upon that briefly, because that's not the only thing that I'm putting forward. But what we're now seeing, sadly, more fatalities in the Channel overnight in the early hours of this morning. We've seen fatalities of illegal channel crossings going up. We're seeing the numbers going up because the very first action of this Labour government was to scrap an international partnership which was deterring migrants. We know this because those migrants told us so, and send out a signal to people smugglers that the UK is open for them to ply their evil trade.
Are you suggesting that people died in the Channel today because Labour got rid of the Rwanda scheme?
What I'm saying is that they came into government with no plan. But the point I'm making, which had we not spent quite so much time talking about Rwanda, I think would be key, is we've got to rebalance the relationship between the state and the British people.
A couple of weeks ago, James Cleverly came under fire from Yvette Cooper, who pretty much told him straight on how much of a bad job he did as being Home Secretary. And you can see her laying into him in the video that's on screen now. Thanks for watching, don't forget to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time.